$1,000 for a person to tell me what racism is. I still got black folk today who don't even know what racism is. They talk about it. Find me one that understands what racism is. Every time I ask them, what is racism? Well, Dr. Anderson, racism is not liking somebody. It's prejudice, it's bigotry, it's hatred. No, it's not. Racism is a competitive relationship between groups of people that are competing for the ownership and control of wealth and resources and power. That's what racism is. Racism is a group phenomenon. Racism is a team sport. You cannot participate in racism if you don't play as a team. You can't correct it. You're not even in the game. Racism is like football, basketball, and baseball. You play as a team or you lose. And I got all these so-called educated blacks in America on TV, heading up civil rights organizations, getting elected to public office. Don't you understand what racism is? That's why they don't do anything. They go there and tell you, well, I'm in a public office now, I'm a mayor or governor. My thing is to make sure everybody get along. That's not affecting racism. Nobody asked you to get elected to office and make people get along.
An alternative economic structure in the simplest form would be a Japantown, a little Korea, a little Italy, a little Havana, which means where black folk would do exactly the same thing everyone else is doing. The reason we never had an economic structure in the country for black folk is for three reasons. One, we never had a national plan and a commitment to do it. Two, is that whites are boycotting black communities, and three, blacks are boycotting their own communities. And that's why you'll never see a white person get in his car, go down to a black neighborhood on a Saturday morning, get out and go into a black store and buy anything made by a black person. But neither will you see any Asians coming out of Chinatown, going into a black community buying anything. Everybody supports their own structure except black folk. That's why out of 36 million black folk, after 400 years in this country, you do not have one single solitary black business district in the entire United States. That is naivete, it is insultive, and it's grossly offensive to black folk because you're creating problems for yourselves by not belling up to the bar and accepting responsibility of amassing wealth and capital, creating economic basis, creating an entrepreneurial class, creating businesses, creating jobs that will hire your own people, creating money to take care of your own public services, your lights, your gas, your streets.
How do black people start doing all those things if 98% of the wealth is in the hands of the white power elite?
We started working at that very simple. We start where we are. We are right now amassing for disposable purposes something like about $380 billion annually. We're about the 9th richest nation on earth. But unfortunately, that money is dissipated through our fingers.
So that right there was Dr. Claude Anderson. And what he's doing is breaking down exactly what racism is. A lot of people think about racism as you just don't like somebody. But actually, racism is a group power dynamic that controls the whole. What I mean is, what we're looking at with Shedeur Sanders is actual racism. See, you are allowed to play in a game, but you don't own the game. Because the NFL is a game owned by white people. We're just going to be honest. And when you are a racist, you have the power to control everything that happens. Just like Dr. Claude Anderson said, racism is a group activity where they all come together and say, we will do whatever we want. And what the NFL have showed us with this Shedeur situation is, we control you. You are just a product. We don't need you. Once black people understand that we cannot be racist, but we volunteer to work inside of a racist organization, we are always at their mercy. As you look at Shedeur, you look at his father, the NFL wanted and proved a point that no matter how good you are, no matter who you are, we are in control and there's nothing you can do. That is racism. And until black people actually understand that at the end of the day, either we start our own or we end up like this, waiting on them to give you a seat at their table. it's only obvious. He was blackballed out of the first round. No telling what round he'll go. But one thing about racism, when you own it, you control it. I'm out.